Donald Trump's completely incoherent and self-created global trade war has already had a huge impact on industries and people all across the supply chain. A recent report in Reuters estimates that Donald Trump's on-again, off-again tariffs have already cost companies $34 billion in lost sales and higher costs. And that number is expected to rise as economic uncertainty is paralyzing decisions at some of the world's largest companies. Among the first casualties of Trump's trade war were the ports in Southern California, where last month we were able to see, thanks to our footage from our friend Jacob Soboroff and his reporting, how much shipping had slowed, with shipping container imports plunging. Now the next casualty, the truck drivers responsible for transporting those goods from inside the containers onto trucks and then taking them from the ports to warehouses. They are now left to worry about their economic security and their very jobs because of that shipping slowdown. When asked about this very real anxiety among truckers a few weeks ago, here's what Donald Trump said to those truckers.
But we're seeing, as a result, the ports here in the U.S., the traffic has really slowed, and now thousands of dock workers and truck drivers are worried about their jobs.
Yeah, that means we lose less money. You know, when I see that, that means we lose less money. So when you say it slowed down, that's a good thing, not a bad thing.
Yeah, not how it works. The truck drivers are worried about losing their jobs. The stores won't have the goods to sell. Not a good thing. Let's bring in NBC News correspondent, our friend Jacob Soboroff, out in Commerce, California for us. He's with one of those independent truck drivers waiting for cargo loads. Tell us what you're seeing and hearing.
Nicole, it's a chain reaction is what's happening out here. When I last joined you from the ports, you saw those empty ports. Now there are empty, what are called intermodal facilities all across not just the greater Los Angeles area, but across places connected to ports all across the United States. This is Luis Molina, who is one of those drivers. He's an owner-operator of this very vehicle that we're sitting in right now. I came out here yesterday by myself, and I wanted to understand what happens with all that stuff. This is the truck. You're looking at it on your screen right now that we're sitting inside. Right behind us is that facility where the cargo containers come off the ships, they get put onto trains, and they get dropped off right here behind me. Luis, first of all, do I have that right?
Yes.
Okay, so let me ask you, Luis. You've been sitting out here, basically because you're an owner-operator, you don't work for a big company. It's almost like, and correct me if I'm wrong, it's almost like Uber, where you're waiting for a call, a dispatch, to go in and pick up cargo. Is that how it works?
Yes, pretty much.
Tell me how it works. So what do you do on a normal day?
That's how it works. We come here, and then they send me an email letting me know what containers we have to move to their yards. And that's what we do all day and night.
Today, you've had one pickup.
One pickup since yesterday.
And so one pickup since yesterday is 1:25 in the afternoon. How many would you normally have?
In a good day, around 15.
15 pickups. 15. And you're paid by?
Pickup.
By pickup.
Yes, by move, yeah.
You have a big family. Tell me about your family.
Well, I have 5 kids, and of course my wife, right? And my wife is also a truck driver. Mm-hmm. She does this in the mornings. I work at nighttime, but since it's very slow, she's not coming to work because I sleep at the night and then I'm taking over her shift.
What does this mean for you and your family? I mean, just financially.
It's really bad.
You got little kids?
Yes. The savings that we had, because we know that at the beginning of the year is pretty slow. So our
Let me stop you, Luis, real quick, because I want to talk about your savings. But on the left-hand side of the screen, everybody's looking right now at the yard. There are 9 train tracks. Mm-hmm. Normally there'd be trains on every one of those tracks. How many trains are out there right now?
I have no way. I don't know. I haven't been there.
But you don't know because they're not calling you to go in.
They haven't called me.
Let's go outside. I want to tell people a little bit. I'm going to follow you. Let's go outside. I'm going to talk to you about your family. While we walk outside, Luis, tell me about the implications. And Scott Killian's going to follow me, Nicole. Tell me about the implications for your family.
Well, our savings is already drying. Like I said, at the beginning of the year, it's kind of slow. But this year, I've been doing this for more than 8 years. And this year has been the slowest one.
So your savings has dried up because of it?
Yes.
A lot of people, I think, Luis, are comparing what's happening out here right now to what was happening during COVID. But for you, people like you, this is the opposite.
Yes, during COVID, truck drivers were very busy because we had to keep up with the demands of the product.
And normally right now, there'd be trucks driving up and down. I'm just doing this, Nicole, so I can see where the drone's at on the left-hand side of your screen, going up and down this street. Right now, we're not seeing many trucks.
No.
We're not seeing many people.
No, normally this street is pretty busy. That inside is really, really busy.
What are you going to do in terms of affording your life. And I mean, another thing I want to make sure everybody at home knows is there are literally hundreds of thousands of people who are owner-operators that have their own trucks, like you, that do this job across the country. What are you going to do? How long can you sort of sustain this before you got to go find something else to do?
Not too long. Actually, since it's my own vehicle, I'm registered with 4 more companies. And when I'm not doing this, I'm doing something else, and they haven't called me.
Nobody's called you.
It's been a while since I called them, and they have nothing.
Nicole, I think that's part of the problem. I think that the dots are not being connected. And so when you look at somebody like Luis is one of literally hundreds of thousands of people all across the United States of America that want to be on the left-hand side of your screen, inside this intermodal facility where the cargo is picked up off of a train, put onto the back of this truck, which he owns. By the way, you own this, but you're financing it, right?
I am.
And so are you going to be able to continue to make payments on it?
I really hope so. I really hope so, yes.
Because it's your livelihood.
Yes. Yes, like I said, my wife does the same thing, so if it's slow for me, it's slow for her.
What do other people that do this tell you about, how long they can
We
last
are
in this?
very, very worried. We talk about it every minute, and we're just waiting for something to happen.
And so, Nicole, as I was saying, COVID was the opposite situation.
It was the
Eventually, the ports first had stalled, but eventually there was a backup and ships were out into the Pacific Ocean, and you could not get cargo out of this facility fast enough. Were you making a lot of money back then?
During COVID?
Yeah.
Yes, during COVID there was a lot of money, a lot of movement.
And so do you think that this is all to do with the tariffs and the policies of the Trump administration?
Oh yeah, definitely, yes. Anybody I talk to, they say the same thing. Yes.
What would you tell President Trump if he happens to be watching right now?
I know you're a businessman, but I think that you went too aggressive.
Too aggressive?
Yes.
So you thought, even if he was trying to make a deal, even if it might have been...
Yeah, I mean, I know he's trying to make a change, but, it should have been done slower.
Nicole, the lot you're looking at on the left-hand side of your screen right now, Luis, take a look at that right there. That's the lot that Luis normally sits in. That lot is filled with trucks that are waiting. Explain to Nicole what that is.
Yeah, they're all standby. We're waiting for work.
Those are people on standby waiting for work, and they're literally waiting for a dispatcher to call them so that when they get that call, or you said it's a text message, right?
It's a text message.
You would actually turn on your truck, pull out of that driveway, and pull into the facility to pick up cargo.
Look at the units, yes.
And instead, you're sitting, and I'm enjoying talking to you.
Usually the lot's empty.
Usually that lot's empty?
Yes.
You're sitting out here, unfortunately, talking to me. So, Nicole, I think, is a pretty good snapshot for, as I said, a person who, this is a wonderful guy, Luis, and he, unfortunately, I'm sure doesn't want to be standing here talking to me. He wants to be picking up cargo right now and driving it to another location here so it can be picked up and go to a warehouse so that it can go out to people all across the country.
Jacob, I wonder if you can ask Luis what, I think too aggressive is generous, but you referenced COVID a couple of times. I mean, do Luis and his fellow drivers have any understanding of why this happened and how long it's going to last?
Yeah, Nicole's question is, and her point is, too aggressive might be a generous statement about the Trump administration policies. Do you guys have any idea, what do you guys, when you're talking about with each other, how long this is going to last? What's responsible for it specifically, and how long it's going to last?
One of my supervisors said that if it's going to get okay, it'll be until mid next month.
The middle of next month.
Yes.
And how long do you have in order to, and that, by the way, what's driving by right now, Luis, that company right there, those are companies that are big companies, right? They're not owner-operators. Those guys are going to get first dibs before the owner-operators. Am I right to say that? Nicole, so ultimately, I think Luis is just waiting. Oh, I was going to say, if it's lasting to the middle of next month.
I have no idea.
About what it means for you?
Yes.
Are you worried about your kids?
Oh, yes, I am. Yes, I worry about the rent. I worry about everything.
About the rent, too?
Yes.
And about paying off your truck?
Yes. Like I said, my savings are already drying, and I'm trying to not to stress out. Yeah.
I'm so sorry that you're going through this. And I will say, Nicole, when you have a random guy walk up to you on the street, Luis was walking down to the food truck to get lunch, and I just said to him, hey, I'm a reporter, and I'm curious about how things are going. Right away, what'd you say to me?
Yeah, sure.
But he also said it's slow. They want to share their stories. They want to share their stories, and they want people to know what's going on out here. And so I'm so grateful to you for doing that, Nicole. And this is a long way from being over.
Yeah, I hope. Tell Luis I hope he's right, that it's over the middle of next month. It's as good a guess as anything anyone else has said on this program, so I'll go with it as a hope, if not a a prediction. Jacob Soboroff and Luis,
Nicole,
thank
if
you
I could
so
just
much.
say,
Oh, go ahead.
Real quick, in the next hour, in Ari's show, we're actually going to go from here inside one of the warehouses where Luis and other people here would normally drop off their products. And you're going to get a good inside look during the beat about how this chain reaction goes from the ports here to the intermodal facilities to the warehouses that are normally waiting on guys like this, and it goes all the way down the line. So thank you again for the time as always, Nicole. We really appreciate it.
Thank you for the education, Jacob Soboroff and Luis. We appreciate you both. Switching gears for us, another campaign promise broken. The latest move for the White House threatening Americans seeking real life-saving emergency health care. We'll bring you that story next.